Happy Tuesday. It has been raining like cats and dogs here all day, so kind of a winter solstice day for sure in Central Florida. Today we're going to do an easy yoga flow. I'm not going to call it easy, but it'll be a yoga flow. We're going to do Sun A twice through as like our warm-up. Then we're going to do Sun B twice through, and then finish with just some restorative stretches on the blocks. So this one might be slightly longer than some of the other videos, so check in if you can, maybe 20-30 minutes today. So stepping to the top of the mat, we're going to take our block, we're going to place it between our upper inner thighs, almost into the pelvis. So that'll keep the feet about, I would say, 4 to 6 inches apart. And we're going to come into same on all sides pose, which is just that anatomically correct position where we roll our shoulder heads back, we pull our low abdominals in, we gently draw our tailbone down toward our heels as we fire and ignite the heat in our thighs. Now I'm going to back up kind of like this at times so you can see my hands above my head, but just know that you're going to stay right there at the top of your mat or anywhere on the mat that makes sense to you. On your next breath, you'll inhale, arms overhead, mountain pose. We're going to take our palms and seal them and take what's called a steeple mudra. So you'll release your index finger and your thumb. That will be the arm position overhead. Make sure you continue to draw shoulder heads down and away. Inhale. It's called half moon. Keep light energy in the toes, everything in the heels. Squeeze in on your block intensely. Let your head rest on your bicep and open your top ribs slightly more intensely to the sky. Keep your palms sealed. It's very important. We're going to do this 2 times through. The second time you'll stay longer. Inhale, mountain pose, steeple mudra. Thumbs come behind the base of the neck. Let the elbows open. Back bend variation. Cradle your head with your thumbs and look up toward the sky. Squeeze your booty and cinch in on that block even tighter. Inhale, re-extend mountains high, space shoulders to ears. Exhale, half moon variation to the left. Stretch and lengthen, then side bend over. Slight rotation, ribs to sky. All the while, legs active, stomach in, tush under. On your next inhale, rise up. This time, flat back over. Shift your weight gently, toe ball mound. Lengthen as if I was pulling your fingertips forward. Try not to grip. Pull in on the block. Lengthen the head, neck. Use your core. Your exhale will be chair with airplane arms. Send your arms back, long bones. Keep the neck long and look straight down. Take another breath here, squeezing in on the block. Exhale, ha. Forward fold down to the mat. Keep a softness in the knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Fingers push into shins. Elongate the spine, crown to tail, pull the stomach up and in, straight legs. Exhale, steeple your hands to the mat. Come high up on your tiptoes. It's called squat, tuck, and curl. Allow the block to come slightly between the low leg. Round your upper back and tuck your chin into your chest for a nice upper back and low back stretch. Lower your heels down to the floor. Exhale, forward fold. Ragdoll roll rise, set 2 coming up. Inhale, arms go all the way up, mountain pose. Find your steeple mudra, keep your hands sealed dynamically. Half moon to the right. So you guys want to pull from the bottom arm, right? You want to elongate from the bottom arm and then open the ribs to the sky slightly. So you have this rotation happening up and slightly back. You want to keep your bottom ribs long so you're stretching and then really ignite the top ribs, all the while squeezing in on the block. One more breath here. Then rise back up through center, thumbs to the back of the head. That's our baby back bend variation. Let your elbow tips stay wide. Broaden the heart and chest, holding the head and neck with the thumbs. Inhale, re-extend, mountain pose. Half moon variation to the left, same thing. Pull from your bottom arm, elongate through the side body, and allow your hips to gently bump right as you squeeze in on the block, keeping the weight even in both feet. Take another breath, arcing over that imaginary barrel, and then rise back up. One more time here, flat back. Hinge all the way so your body's almost laying flat over the front line of the body. Extend your fingers long, keep the weight even, squeeze it on the block. Chair with airplane arms, that should be a lot of heat in those shoulders, right? One variation change here just for challenge, drinking bird. Lift the heels, come high on toe ball mountains. Balancing, this is really strong low leg ankle stabilizer. Take another breath, long arms, squeeze behind you. Gently lower the heels and drain it all forward to a forward fold. Hop. Inhale, halfway lift, fingertips to shins, long spine, long neck. Steeple those hands once again to the mat, high on your toes again. Let the block slide through low legs, squat, tuck, and curl. Take 2 breaths here, nice and easy. Then as you start to rise, lower the heels, remove your block. Take it back up to the top of the mat. Walk your hands forward, step your feet back, downward facing dog. Line your middle toe up, always with the back of that heel. Space in the shoulders and the ears. Look to the tops of those thighs. With your next breath, you're going to take your right leg high. Inhale, 3-legged. Really stretch, heel behind you. Then on your exhale, bring your right knee across your body towards your elbow and tricep area, and then slide it out along the floor. You're going to rotate onto the razor edge of your big toe side of the back foot. It's called fallen triangle pose. Take a breath here as you stack shoulders, maybe roll top wrist. Then bring your top hand back down to the earth and kick your right heel back high, 3-legged downward facing dog. Step your foot all the way through, exhale, low lunge. Rise up, crescent lunge, Anjaneyasana. Place your palms to touch and look up and slightly arc back for traditional crescent pose. Then slowly bring those hands down to prayer center, right at the sternum. Get ready for your twist, left elbow right outside of knee. Use your thumbs to come back to the sternum, twisting at the belly, back leg vibrant. Take one more breath here. Release your hands down to your block. Step off your back foot for a single leg halfway lift. Then gently bend both knees, kind of tuck into a little ball. As you start to rise up, single leg, woo, see, you gotta fight for your balance. Single leg Tadasana, that's what yoga's all about, it's the fight. Take cross figure 4, ankle across thigh, and slowly start to come down to hands at heart center, sitting back into that back leg. Take one more breath here to feel the stretch in the hip. Then inhale, rise back up, single leg Tadasana. Fight for it always because you'll get there. Then step back down and flat, warrior 2, take up space. Spread your arms north and south. Inhale, reverse warrior. Right arm to the sky like you're high-fiving someone behind you. And remember, open the ribs to the front, slightly front quadrant opening. On your next exhale, side angle pose. Forearm top of thigh. Bring that left arm straight up to the sky. Open the ribs up. Then for a little variation, take that top arm, reach behind your back, and try to find a way to bind through to that right inner thigh. All the while, space, neck, and ears. Take one more breath here. And then rise up, warrior 2, hop. Cartwheel your arms down to the mat, spacing between the foot, and then step back, up and high, 3-legged again. Inhale, top of a push-up pose, chaturanga, with that leg lifted, ekapada chaturanga. But remember that you can always place that foot down on the floor. You can always even come down onto your knees, right? Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath to recenter, refocus, foundation. On your next inhale, left leg high, 3-legged. When you exhale, bring it through to right tricep elbow area. Slide it out along the floor and open up to the razor edge of your back foot, fallen triangle pose. Roll that top wrist, get that stretch. Bring that hand back down and re-extend left leg high. On your exhale, step it all the way through low lunge, splitting that foot energetically. And rise up, crescent lunge, Anjaneyasana. Palms to touch above the crown. Start to look up and back, arcing as you look. Traditional crescent pose. Then slowly, all of that changes and challenges the balance. Hands come to heart center. Exhale, right elbow across the outside edge of that left knee. Back leg vibrant. Twist because you're using traction and the belly's twisting through the thighs. On your exhale, release your hands down to the block. Step off your back foot, single leg, halfway lift. Then start to tuck in. That's going to help you get your balance. As you rise up, single leg Tadasana, fight for it the whole way. Figure 4, standing stretch. You're going to cross over the thigh, sit back into your back hip, and bring your hands back to prayer center, balancing all the while. Re-extend, single leg Tadasana, and step all the way back, warrior 2, arms north and south. Inhale, reverse warrior, turn the ribs forward and front. High five that imaginary person down the back and let your arm just drain down the back leg. Take an inhale. On your exhale, start to lengthen forward, forearm top of thigh. Bringing that right arm up to the sky. Now try to bind behind the back and see where you can get it to find that bind, right? And then reconnect your posture, looking up and or down for that neck. Take another breath there. Feeling that top shoulder and rib cage open. Separate the arms, warrior 2, north and south. Cartwheel those arms down to the floor, split the foot, step up high. Hinge forward, top of a push-up. Ekapada Chaturanga, if the leg floats, elbows in tight. Taking it to the upward facing dog, tops of feet. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay guys, here we go. Second time through, breath movement won't be in each one as long. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, bring it through to fallen triangle, all the way to the floor. Open up and breathe. Bring the left hand back down. Step right leg high, inhale. Exhale, step all the way through low lunge. Rise up, crescent lunge. Palms touch. Look for it, bridge of the nose. Exhale, hands heart center, stabilizing in the legs. Prayer twist, left elbow, outside right thigh, twist and breathe. You guys doing awesome here. Then we're gonna take those hands and reach down to the block in front of us. Step off, single leg, halfway lift. Tuck in, tight little ball, pull the tummy in, start to stand up. Single leg Tadasana, fighting all the way. Cross figure 4, sit back. Hands prayer center, bow forward slightly. Inhale, re-extend, single leg. Exhale, warrior 2, take up space. Inhale, reverse warrior, stretch high and slightly back. Exhale, side angle pose, this time with a full bind. Reach under your front thigh, anywhere you can. Top arm comes over where that hip is. Now some people can't even get close, right? You can grab a strap if you want to practice this, or you can just work on finding the fingertip bind and then reopening for that big shoulder opener and front leg work. You guys, so good. Rise up, warrior 2. Cartwheel to the floor, kick high, three-legged downward facing dog. This time let's lower the foot to the floor and do just our traditional chaturanga. Straight body line, elbows in tight. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Last time, second side sun B. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, bring it through, cross through the body, fallen triangle, open your right arm high. Let that top arm come back down and kick left leg up and back. Exhale, step through low lunge. Rise up, Anjaneyasana. Palms touch, traditional crescent, look back. Exhale, hands prayer center and twist across front thigh. Use your leverage, breathe. Release your hands to your block, step up, single leg, halfway lift, so strong. Then we gently bend in and rise up, single leg Tadasana. Exhale, cross figure four, sit back and breathe. Inhale, re-extend, single leg. Exhale, step back, take up space, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior, stretch and lengthen. Exhale, start to bring it forward over the thigh. Now, we're gonna go for that bind, right? So our top bottom arm is gonna go under the thigh, near that front booty hip. Top arm over the back, play with it. Can you have a bind? Could you grab your strap, woo, put it in your top arm, bring it through, and then find your bind. Yes, you can. So there's always props, that's why we have them. We open up those ribs, we feel that gorgeous stretch and that strong work happening on that front thigh. Take one more breath. Release the strap. If you have it, come up warrior two. Final cartwheel down to the mat. Step your leg back and high. Let that leg float down to the mat. Take an inhale. Knees to the mat, big toes to touch. Child's pose, press back. Take 2 breaths. Let that energy, let that chi settle back down into the mat. Third eye grounded, arms stretched forward. Take 2 deep breaths and just enjoy all that energy. Feel it running through the body. The heart is elevated. Let's bring that all back down. With your next breath, you'll rise up, tabletop pose. Just give me 2 or 3 nice, even cat-dog tilt stretches. Checking back in with that back. Breathing through the inner vertebral discs of our spine. Really foundationally checking in with the hips and the shoulder girdle. You guys, so good. Go ahead and come down on your booty. You're gonna want both blocks for this, okay? This is butterfly stretch. And I wanna use props. So the goal ultimately is to have maybe one block or no block, and you wanna stretch forward and rest your third eye down to the block. Now, you can place the block on any level. The reason we bring it in front of the feet is because we're not just bowing down or folding, we're hinging forward. Now, you can take 2 blocks, right? Stack one on top of the other. Maybe that's as close as you can get for now. You're gonna be here for about 5 to 10 big deep breaths. The goal, you guys, is if I'm here, can I get to here, right? And if I'm here, can I get to 2 blocks stacked? And then eventually 1 block, and then maybe no block. What I want you to do is breathe. Stay in it. Allow the hips to soften. Allow the third eye to stretch forward, the point between the brows, down to the block, or even to the big toes, right? But all the while, pulling umbilical cord and chest forward, allowing hip creases and thighs to settle outward, nice and easy. Take one more big breath there in that nice supported butterfly pose, and then slowly start to rise back up. So that kind of allows those hips, big stretch on the lower back. You guys, so good. We're gonna do one abdominal because a true yoga flow will always have at least a boat pose or some kind of core in it. So, hands behind the thighs, lift one foot, then maybe lift the other. Maybe play with that at first, right? Toes should be at eye level, okay? I like a flexed ankle, but you can absolutely point if that's what's calling for you. Hold on if you need to. Boat pose, Navasana. And then stretch the traditional style arms forward, right there parallel with the thighs, parallel to the floor, right? Or to the shins rather. So then we just hold. We have really lifted kidneys in our back. Our stomach is wrapped in tight, and we breathe. We pull our shoulder heads back, we elongate our neck. If If you want to advance it, you can bring your biceps to your ears and straighten out your legs, but all the while you can't bow and creep into these awkward positions. Otherwise, we come all the way back here, touch base with the foundation of the posture, right? Then to come out of it, I just like a nice little rock and roll, kind of helps self-massage that back, like a little gymnast, right? Couple of nice self-massages. And then we're gonna plant our feet down, arms stretched forward, one vertebra at a time, roll down to your mat. Extend your legs out long, wind removing posture on the right. Pull your right knee up and in towards the outside edge of the rib cage. This is a great time to roll the ankle, just to get rid of some of those balancing postures that we did. Then holding on with your opposite arm, your left, pull cross body, okay? Now, yearn your shoulder blade down. The important parts of a twist are that the shoulder blade that you're twisting away from stays grounded and that you can gently turn the head, the cervical spine, toward that grounded arm. Now, the knee and the foot don't have to touch, right? But they can, and that's awesome. Also, you want to try to maybe pull the thighs slightly down rather than just straight over. As you pull the femur down a little, you're going to get a little more outer hip psoas, but you'll also get this big, gorgeous stretch in the QL and low back. Now, twists are traditionally our detoxing postures. They massage all the inner organs of the body and kind of get the junk to move around in them. Take another breath. I like to stay in a twist for up to a minute, maybe even 2, depending on how you're feeling. And then we slowly come back. You can do one more little knee to chest and then release that down to the floor. You should do a little adjustment. It should already feel different. Bring that left leg up, wind removing posture, slightly off the left rib cage. Pull it in tight. Give yourself the ankle roll. Holding on with opposite hand. Twist cross body. Remember to anchor the other arm down. So if I turn so you can see, we want to anchor that opposing arm and shoulder blade, then take it into the spinal twist. Twists are not necessarily passive, but you're not cranking yourself either. You're gently applying pressure and letting gravity do the rest as you stretch and your upper back flush to the floor. Again, slightly down and away with that femur, pulling gently on the knee and softening into the back, the stomach, the central cavity of the body, right? All those internal organs. Take another breath there. Really big full body breaths when you're in your twists help detox that body. Then slowly we bring that knee back and in, you'll feel a little gentle reset. This time bring the other knee up into me. And I like circles on the sky. It sort of helps reset that sacral area, that SI joint in the lower back. Then today all we're going to do is legs up the wall pose. You want your heels to be directly above your glutes, your hip area. You can point or flex, you can roll ankles, play with foot positioning. Arms can just be surrendered down by your hips, out to the side, or even overhead if you need a little more opening to those lungs, right? Anytime we reach our arms open, that's going to open up the diaphragm and help us breathe a little. This is an anti-aging posture. So anytime we invert, anytime we bring those legs up over our heart, it's going to release inflammation in the legs. It's going to detox those tissues, and it's going to let the blood flush back to the heart. Mindfully keeping the whole body very restful and gives the heart even a chance for a big break. Still breathing well, but softening the eyes and coming into a more meditative place. Take 2 more big, deep breaths here. Once again, just like a twist, I like to stay in that inversion for 1 to 2 minutes. It is our natural anti-aging posture. Then a glorious release after legs up the wall pose is happy baby. Reach for the outside edges of your pinky side of the foot or your ankle if you don't have the flexibility to get all the way to the foot. Some traditional yogis like a toe hook, which is also totally fine. Then you can center that sacrum back down to the floor. Get really grounded. Pull the femur bones alongside the outside of the ribs and even add a little side to side rock to stretch hamstrings, hip crease, groin, all the good stuff. Nice little rock side to side, couple deep breaths. Then a nice release, and then take the legs out. Close the eyes and give me 5 meditative breaths. This is final Shavasana. It's the final posture of any yoga practice, and it really just allows you to take a final mental note of how the body's feeling on an internal level and an external level. Soften the head, the eyes, the shoulder girdle, the hips, the stomach. So good, you guys. Then just a gentle pull in. You can stay in Shavasana 2 to 5 minutes. Roll to your side and gently press yourself up to a seat. Shavasana can be done, you can do it at the end of a day. It's really good for meditation and prayer. And it's great for after yoga because yoga kind of clears the mind of all the clutter. And then we're able to more mindfully just be present when we're in that place of meditation or quiet prayer, if you will. I just like to end every practice with a comfy seat. Maybe take an interlace and interlace those fingers overhead. We'll stretch the front line of those neck muscles, the scalenes, as we inhale to look up, chin to chest as we look down. One more time, breath movement, inhale. Find length and space, jot the chin out, stretch, exhale. Release those arms, maybe take a couple shoulder shrugs or circles. Then I bring my thumbs to my heart center at the end of practice, or you can bring it to the third eye, the point of intuition. It's really up to whatever grounds you and whatever you're feeling today. And you can say what you want about yoga, but it really is just about the movement. It's about breath movement, the union of it. But the saying traditionally is this, is that my spirit honors your spirit, which it does. Namaste. I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your week. I will try to jump back in with at least one more workout before Christmas, and then we'll be on that week that brings us into the new year, 2022. Looking forward to it. You guys, always a pleasure. Love you guys, and I'll talk to you real soon. Have a great week.